Hey, so this is author SC Vincent. Now I'm gonna try to do this as a playlist, and it's going to be my anime collection. And I have a pretty extensive collection. I'm just kind of gonna go into it shelf by shelf to um, kind of talk about one of my passions, collecting and watching anime. I did try to do this as like a live stream thing on Twitter or X, but the problem is nobody watches streams on X. So I think I'll upload it onto my channel and see if you guys, have anything you see you like or anything like that. So start with um, the letter A, the first shelf. Um, you can tell me if you have any of these shows, see any of these shows. Tell me if you like any of them. Some of them I have seen, some of them I haven't. So the ones that are pushed in, I've seen already. The ones that are out are ones I haven't watched. Now I just do that for myself, so I can just like know and just like pick them up and watch. So let's go push it in for a little bit. So I have some old shows or just old versions of shows, like the original DVD versions or whatever, that I just don't update to Blu-ray because it's just kind of a pointless cost. Um, but so let's start with the first one, A Silent Voice. This is a show based off a manga. The manga is really, really good. It's about a deaf girl who gets bullied by. She's the deaf girl. She gets bullied by him, and about all their friends in high school growing up. It's definitely a good story. The manga is better than the movie, but the movie is still good. I would recommend it. Definitely check it out. This is 80 Police, the TV series. Um, I thought this show was just okay. I'm not a big fan of the Bubblegum Crisis. I think that's what it's called. I think it's a spinoff of Bubblegum Crisis. I'm not a big fan of that series, but it's just an okay show. I got that show like years ago. That was back when ADV, if you know anything about licensing, licensors, and all that, that was back when ADV was around before they kind of rebranded and changed their names and all kinds of stuff. But the next one is Afro Samurai, um, the complete murder sessions. This has Samuel L. Jackson, Lucy Liu, Ron Perlman, and music by, I don't know, the RZA or whatever, how you pronounce it. This was by Funimation and Studio Gonzo. Studio Gonzo is um, basically almost bankrupt. They're a studio. I don't think they even make anime anymore. I think it's run by like two people. They basically went belly up, and Funimation is now known as Crunchyroll. So that's how old this release is. Uh, I didn't really think it was that good of a show. It was like more like an OVA series. And then I have Aim for the Ace, which is a shojo high school show, romance show, which I tend to actually like these shows. But I haven't watched this one yet. Directed by, who directed this one? Osamu Dezaki. He is one of the best anime directors ever. Um, Everything I've seen him do is great. Then there's Air by, is this, who did this? This wasn't Clamp. Air was, I don't remember who did this. By the same people who did Clannad. I didn't really like Air that much. And then there's Aria. I've seen, I think, the first season of Aria. Aria is kind of like a show where if I think the story is Mars, it's like terraformed and it looks like Venice, Italy. Um, so I have all the releases for Aria that have been released in the States. They've released more movies in Japan. They just never brought them over. And Nozomi's now owned by Crunchyroll, and I don't know. Crunchyroll has just kind of been a disappointment for anime fans in terms of like Gundam, uh, and Arya, because right before Right Stuff was bought by Crunchyroll, um, they were they had a licensing department or a publishing department called Nozomi, as you can see right there, and they're bringing out like Gundam. They're bringing out Arya, um, and then after they got bought out by Crunchyroll, which is owned by Sony, everything kind of stopped, and there really hasn't been much of a development on their Kickstarters or any of their other releases that people thought they were going to do. So, you guys tell me what you think about that situation on like the Gundam, the whole Crunchyroll having all these licenses, or is it because it might be a matter of like, no, now a new company. This is a new company has a license that the old company had, and now maybe it can't release anything new. I don't know. What do you think about that situation? And then this is Ayakashi. This is like a series of horror episodes. There's like 3 arcs, and this was a good show. It came out a long time ago, but it's aged pretty well, especially the Mononoke, episodes. Who got his own spinoff, and I think he's getting a new movie within like a week, and it's getting released in Japan. This was a show here that was pretty popular when it first came out, called Bakano. I don't think I watched this, or if I did, I didn't really like it. This show here is Barakamon. This is pretty good. It's about a guy who goes to the countryside, and he's a calligrapher, and he kind of meets this child who, I don't remember exactly what the plot is, but they kind of bond. This is Batman Gotham Knight. This was kind of a spin-off or filler stuff for the movies, for like the Dark Knight and stuff like that, or Christopher Nolan stuff. So this was one of the few Batman anime at the time, and it had some interesting takes on the Batman story. And then Beck, the complete series. This is a DVD version. I don't know if they have the license for this show anymore. Whoever's, I don't know if Crunchyroll has the license or if you can get this show. A lot of these shows that I have are very old releases, and some of them aren't available to get. So, like, you can't buy them anymore. But I know the manga author for this, he died recently, or within the last year. Sorry if my hands are a little shaky. I'm doing this on my phone. But Beck is really good. It's dubbed, so it has a lot of singing. So it's a musical, kind of. Has a lot of singing segments. It's has a decent dub, and I even like the Japanese versions of the songs, and they have like this English kind of charm to them. So I would definitely say, if you can, check out Beck. Then I bought the most recent release of Shaky Hands. Most recent release of Berserk by Discotech. Discotech is one of the best licensors, distributors around. And this is the original Berserk, not the bad ones that they released recently. So I've seen that show 1,000 times. I love Berserk, and I wish they would continue on with the manga at a quicker pace, but it is what it is. And then there's the Berserk movies, which cover the Golden Age arc again, and they cover a little bit more too. But yeah, you should definitely check these ones out. I know they re-released these, but I think they removed some of the specials, like the interview with Kentaro Miura, and that's something you should have. If you can get this version, the original release, you should get this original release, not the new one. Then I have this one here called Beyond the Boundary. I haven't watched it yet. It's supposed to be kind of like a romance but with some, I think it has some action in it. Then you have Big O. Um, this is one of my favorite mechs, my favorite mech anime. You may have remembered it if you watched it on Toonami way back in the day. But Big O is one of my favorite mech designs in all anime. It's really cool looking. You should definitely check it out. It kind of has some people don't like season 2, and I understand why it's not as well written and well animated. And it's because it goes from being more traditionally animated to more of a I think it's digitally animated in the second season. And it kind of has like a Neon Genesis Evangelion type ending at the end. Like it has kind of like a weird ending, but it's really, I think it's really a show. And then there's Black Lagoon. I have it's the first 2 seasons. It's an okay show. There's some really weird stuff about it. It gets pretty dark. So if you like that kind of edgy, dark stuff, you'll like Black Lagoon. But I think for me, watching it just once is enough. I don't need to watch it again. And then I have these 3 Bleach DVD sets. These are like the original DVD sets from the original release. And I'm looking to get the Blu-rays of Bleach, so I can kind of slim it down and have all of Bleach, because they recently are finishing animating the manga. So eventually I'll probably throw these out and replace them with the original, actual completed show. And then Blockade Battlefront. This was not a show that I really liked, so I can't really recommend it. And I got this one, I think, for free or something when I bought. I think I don't remember how I got it, but I think this one I got for free. I haven't watched it yet. And this is Boogie Pop Phantom. This is a kind of a cult classic. A lot of people like this show. I don't know if you can get this one anymore. I don't think it's available. It was done by these companies. I don't know if this stuff's even around anymore. Bubblegum Crisis. Yeah, I just thought this show was okay. Wasn't that big of a fan. Then Usagi Drop, or Bunny Drop, however you wanna. That's a translated version. So I have this show. This show, the anime's good, but you may not like it if you know what happens in the manga. But it's kind of similar in some ways to Barakamon, in that this older guy kind of goes back to a town and has kind of a friendship of sorts with a younger person. But you can it's just from what I remember. I'd watched these so long ago. And then there's Kanan, and can't say Kanan was it's an okay watch if you just watch it like once, and I wouldn't say it's really worth buying. Some of these really aren't worth buying, but then there's Captain Harlock, Arcadia of My Youth. This is a classic movie. I think it's directed by Rintaro. Let's see here. Pretty sure it's directed by Rintaro. I could be wrong, but it's a classic show, a really good movie. You guys should definitely check it out. Then I have a whole bunch of shows here I haven't watched. So this one I got recently is called Chie the Brat. I got this just a couple days ago. It's directed by Isao Takahata. You may know that name because he was a director for Studio Ghibli, very famous director. If you've heard of The Grave of the Fireflies, then you'll know who that is. And then I have the entire series so far of City Hunter. I haven't watched. So what I do a lot of the time is I'll buy like an entire franchise or series or whatever, and I just won't watch it until I have it completed. Or like I'll won't start getting into a show until the show's completed, like airing, before I buy any of the releases. Because I've been burned so many times where I'll buy like season 1 of a show and season 2 will never be brought over, or the season 2 is just not any good. That happens so many times. And then there's finally Claymore. This is an older show, and kind of in the same veins as Berserk. Very similar in some aspects. The kind of issue with this is that the ending's kind of weak, but it's still kind of worth a watch. So that's my first shelf. I would say the ones worth buying. This would be worth getting. I would say these are worth getting, even though I haven't watched them, but they're well known to be good enough to get. So this, these, this, that, get that. That one's probably good too. You can probably check out that. I mean, I think enough people like that show, Black Lagoon, to get it. Definitely get Big O. Definitely get Berserk. I would say get Beck. You can check out Barakamon. These are worth getting. This one's probably good too, and Silent Voice is worth getting. So, I collect, but I don't always watch them before I buy them. So that's why there's some stinkers here. But overall, the first shelf is pretty solid. So tell me what you think of the collection, and if you collect anything too, show me what you get. That's I have a couple shelves here. I have a pretty extensive anime collection. Let's see, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So right now I have 12 shelves of just full anime that I can show off. And, I guess I can do that. It's a good content if you're interested. So let me know what you think. If you want to see more of like an individual packaging or something, like I can open it up and let you see the inside. Or if you just want to know what I think about any particular show, I reply to your comment and do all that. Anyways, see you guys next video. Also, please, I forgot to mention this in the video, so I'm adding this on to the end. I can keep the camera still. Please check out my books. I'm an author of stuff. Some of my stuff's inspired by anime. So please check out my book. My latest one is called The Sakura Element. Very much a young adult science fiction romance show. Novel. But this is the hardcover. It's very nice. Nicely well done. It's about genetically modified humans set in the future, like post-apocalyptic dystopian era. Genetically modified humans are discriminated against in the kind of caste system they have, and there's kind of a love trilogy or a love triangle between these three, and she's fighting for equal rights. She's trying to fight for like her place and to stay in high society, and the main love interest is kind of trying to fight for where he takes where he thinks is right in the world, as he's falling for someone who he shouldn't be falling in love with. So this is my latest book. Right now I'm writing some horror and some more science fiction. So please take a gander. There'll be a link in the video below. Thank you very much. And please like, subscribe, and share.